Bright QT. Every student matters.
Hello students. So let's start a new topic here, that is towards civil disobedience. Now as a part of this whole topic, we also learnt about the Chauri Chaura incident, right? In which we saw that Gandhiji decided to withdraw the non-cooperation movement. And after that, what was the situation in our country? So Motilal Nehru and C.R. Das, they decided to form the Swaraj Party around 1922-23, and it was during this period that again we see some other changes taking place. Now we also talked about the Simon Commission, and the Simon Commission consisted of all white members and there were no Indian members in the commission. Therefore, the Simon Commission was boycotted by the people of India. So this is how the whole situation was working out here in India, right? Now let us talk about the next movement that was launched by Mahatma Gandhi, and it was the civil disobedience movement. But what were the changes taking place here that led to the launch of civil disobedience movement? Let us try to understand that first here. So in December 1929, now if you remember students, we also saw that Lord Irwin, right, he was the Governor General. So he decided that what he is going to do here? Give dominion status to the people of India, right? So he was going to give this dominion status to all the people of India. And were the people happy with this dominion status? No. They wanted full independence, not some semi-independence autonomy there, or we can say semi-independence entities there, right? So in the year 1929, in December, there was the Congress session that took place or that was held at Lahore under the presidency of Jawaharlal Nehru. So under the presidency of Jawaharlal Nehru, the Congress session took place here. But a major decision was taken here. Now what was that decision, students? So the demand for Purna Swaraj. Now the people of India, they wanted complete independence from the British government, and they were now demanding this again and again. They were not happy with this dominion status that was being offered by Lord Irwin. Okay, so this is how the situation was taking place here. One more thing that I would like to point out here, students, that when we are calling Governor General, you must remember that after 1857, the term Viceroy was used, right? So we will use the term Viceroy, right? Because after that, the Governor Generals were given this designation. Okay. Now, as a result of it, what happened? So they took the pledge to get complete independence, and on 26 January 1930, they decided to celebrate the Independence Day, where they took the pledge for complete independence by hoisting the tricolor flag of our country. As you can see in the map, it was quite different from the Indian flag that we have today, our flag, right? So here you can see the flag that was used during that period around 1930 is quite different. Okay, so here what are we seeing? That 26 January 1930 was decided to be celebrated as Independence Day. Now can you see some similarity here? What is that? Now 26 January is an important day in our country. Why? Because keeping in mind the importance of this day, we celebrate it as the Republic Day, right students? So 26 January is an important date here. Now coming to the main point, now we are seeing the situation here that 1930 people have decided that they took this pledge for complete independence, correct? But were the Britishers or the British government going to grant them this wish? No. So the civil disobedience movement was now launched by Mahatma Gandhi. But what were the main reasons here? According to Gandhiji, salt was a powerful symbol. Yes, he believed that salt is something that was being consumed by rich people, poor people, women, and each and everyone. The basic necessity in our food, that is salt, right? So therefore, he saw salt as a powerful symbol for all the masses. And on 31st January 1930, Gandhiji sent a letter to Lord Irwin stating 11 demands. Now he listed a set of demands and a total of 11 demands, and he wanted Lord Irwin to fulfill all these demands. Now failing which, he threatened or he told him that they are going to launch the civil disobedience movement. So here we see that the main demand was to abolish the salt tax. Yes, students. Now like I told you that salt tax was really oppressive. It justified the oppressive rule of the British government. Why? Because salt was something that was consumed by all, and taking the monopoly of the salt was quite bad thing, right? It was really bad for the British government to hold this monopoly over salt, that no one else can manufacture salt and they could put a tax on this salt, right? So therefore the main demand for Gandhiji was to abolish the salt tax, right? You can see Gandhiji leading the march in civil disobedience movement in this picture. Now, Lord Irwin, he declined the demands. He refused to offer these demands or to agree to the demands made by Gandhiji. As a result of it, what is happening here? The famous salt march or the salt satyagraha, it was started by Gandhiji, as he had told Lord Irwin. So finally, Gandhiji started his salt satyagraha from where? From his ashram in Sabarmati to Dandi with his 78 followers, and he covered 240 miles. So we see that 240 miles was covered by Gandhiji and his followers who joined the salt satyagraha or the salt march. And here we see that the place from where it was started was his ashram in Sabarmati, and he started the civil disobedience movement. This marked the beginning of civil disobedience movement. What? The breaking of salt law at Dandi. On 6th April, he broke the salt law at Dandi, which marked the beginning of civil disobedience movement. Now have a look at this map here, students. Now this is Gujarat, the map of Gujarat here. The region that I am pointing out is Sabarmati Ashram, from where the march started. And as you can see, Dandi here pointed out in the map. So till here the whole march took place. Somewhere from here to here in Gujarat. This was the famous Dandi march or the salt satyagraha. Here look at some of the images. Gandhiji finally breaking and marking the beginning of civil disobedience movement by picking up salt in his hand and manufacturing the salt. So this is how he broke the monopoly that was established by the British government and broke the salt law. Now you can see that many people have participated in the civil disobedience movement. Now after following the ideas of Gandhiji at many other places, many great leaders, the nationalist leaders, they started breaking the salt law. So again it became a mass movement. People all over were joining these movements here, right? And participation of women was one of the best features of civil disobedience movement. So women in large number, they participated and they followed whatever Gandhiji said. So Gandhiji again became a mass leader for all these people. So unlike the non-cooperation, people were asked not only to refuse cooperation but also to break colonial laws. Thousands of people they participated in the movement who broke the salt law by manufacturing the salt. As you can see in the images, students, lots and lots of people are participating in the march, right? Here in Salt Satyagraha, we also see that foreign cloth was boycotted and liquor shops were picketed. Here we are seeing that peasants they refused to pay taxes and revenues. Forest people they violated the forest laws. So what was the main idea here? To break the colonial laws. So whatever laws were being established by the British government was now being broken here. By whom? By the people who were feeling harassed by these British laws, right? So whether it be the foreign clothes, whether it be the liquor shops, whether it be the situation of peasants or the forest people or the tribal peasants. Finally, on March 5, 1931, Gandhi-Irwin Pact was signed. Now looking at the situation, Lord Irwin was now forced to sign the Gandhi-Irwin Pact, the demands that Gandhiji had presented in a letter that was sent to Lord Irwin. Gandhiji then participated in the Round Table Conference, and political prisoners who were eventually arrested by the British government during this civil disobedience movement, they were then released. So this is the image of Gandhiji sitting in the Round Table Conference that took place in London as assured by Lord Irwin, right? Now here a question that can be asked students is that describe the civil disobedience movement that took place under the leadership of Gandhiji. So here we can write few points that I am going to mention. First of all, talk about the 11 demands of Gandhiji that was sent to Lord Irwin. The main demand was abolition of salt tax. Now why did he want that? You can write in this point. Then we see that Lord Irwin refused to accept the demands, and as a result of it, Satyagraha, the Dandi March, was started from Sabarmati Ashram to Dandi, and by picking up the salt, Mahatma Gandhi marked the beginning of civil disobedience movement. So you can write all these parts in this answer. You can also talk about the participation of people on large scale, especially the participation of women in the movement, and also on 5th March 1931, after being pressurized and looking at the situation, Gandhi-Irwin Pact was signed and Gandhiji he attended the second Round Table Conference in London, and all the political prisoners they were released. So this is how you are going to answer this question when it is if you have been asked in long answer question. Okay.